Hi everyone, today we will implement a camera which will follow our player, and also we will create a stake spawner which will spawn a random number of stake every level. So let's get started. And first of all, let's create a new C# script which I will name a follow camera. And actually the script of follow camera will be pretty similar to our player controller script with this uh, fixed position of movement of our player. So let's create this. For now I will delete this start and update method, and first of all I will create a new serialized field which will be a transform target. This will be a reference to target of a camera. In our case this will be our player. So then I should create another serialized field which will be actually I could copy this and later we will just change it in Unity in Inspector. For now I will copy these settings, this serialized field. Okay, now let's create, I think I miss one more curly bracket. Yeah. So now let's create an late update method. So void late update, and inside our late update let's create if statement where we will check if target is not equal to null, and in this case we will set position of camera to our player. So float clamp x is equal to, again it will be pretty similar with our player controller script, so this will be math f dot clamp, and parameter we will set target position dot x, min x and max x, and the second one will be clamped y, will be the same like x but with y. And now I just should set this clamped x and y position like a new position of our camera. So transform dot position is equal to new vector 3. We will use a vector 3 even if we create a 2D game, because our Z position of our camera is just permanent, so it always will be for us, for example, -10. If we will create our camera with vector 2, it will be just on the same level, like on the same layer or level like our game, so it will not work actually. So that is why we should create a vector 3. And like a parameter, we will take our clamped x, clamped y, and transform dot position dot z as Visual Studio autofill again helps us. So just use it. Okay. And let's save this. And let's go back to Unity. And let's add our follow camera script to our main camera. So like a target, we will set a player here, and like X and Y positions, we should have a look what we would like to set. So let's choose our main camera and let's have a look. So let's go to the left, and I'll just check where is boundary of our camera and our map. So this will be is minus 3.09 for X, so minus 3 point and the same value but with the plus will be for max X, and again for Y this will be just a 3, so main Y is minus 3 and max will be a 3. Okay, now let's again reset X and Y position of camera to 0. Let's hit play button and let's check if that works. Yeah, so as you could see, our camera follows our player but just to the boundary of our map. Perfect. So now we could implement a stake in our game in a stake spawner. So we will use this 3 pixel foot asset from Unity Asset Store. Let's open this in our package manager. Let's import this. Again, let's just move our new asset to imported assets folder. And let's have a look what we have here. So I think we will use this stake stake sprite. Okay, let's create a stake spawner first of all. So I will just create empty, which I will call stake spawner. And in script folder, I will just create a new mono behavior script stake spawner. Okay, let's add this script to our stake spawner now, and let's open this. First of all, let's delete this start and update method for now, and let's create a new serialized field where we will put a reference to our stake prefab. So game object stake prefab, and also actually when we will spawn our stake, we should check if we will spawn our stake somewhere where our player will have free access to this stake to to eat this or to collect this, because if we will spawn our stake, for example, on a tree, in this case we have no any chance to collect this, because our player will collide with our will collide with the prefab of a tree. So for this case, we should just implement some check-in where we could spawn our stake and where we could not. So for this case, let's create, and also we actually should check if our stake is spawned in our map, not somewhere outside of the boundaries of our map. So let's create a new serialized field, which will be a vector 2 min position, another serialized field vector 2 max position, and last serialized field will be a float check radius, which will check if there is no any another component of prefab with a rigid body on it inside this radius. So if we will not have any component with rigid body inside of this radius of stake spawner position, we will spawn our stake in this position. But if we will hit any another rigid body component in this radius, our script will just try to find another place for spawning of our stake. So, and let's set it to 0.5 for now, 0.5f. Perfect. And now let's create a start method. Start. First of all, like I would like to create that every level of our game it will be created with a different kind of stake. So we need to code which will create every time a random count of a stake. So int number of stakes is equal to random point range, where we could set a range which we would like, a range of counts of stakes which we would like to set, like min and max. So for example, I would like to set at least every level our game, I would like to set at least 4 stakes, and like a maximum I would like to set, I don't know, maybe 10. So if I will set here, if I would like to set a 10 in range, I should just set here number with increased by 1. So if I would like 10, I should set a 9 here. Okay. And now we will instantiate our stake in our map. So for int I is equal to 0, and I until I is less than number of stakes, and every iteration of this for loop, we will increase our I by 1, so an I plus plus. So I just hit autofill. I will delete this, and inside we will create vector 2 spawn position is equal to get random position method, which we don't have now, but we will create it later. And then instantiate our stake. So here, like parameter, we should pass stake prefab, spawn position, quaternion identity, so it's just like a regular position of our prefab. And now let's create our get random, actually not random, I'm sorry, get a valid position. So now let's create a method get valid position, and inside of our method we will create a new vector 2 variable, which I will call spawn position, which will be equal to vector 2 dot 0 0. And also we need to create a bool which will tell us if our position is valid, our found position is valid or not. So if there is no any rigid body component in our check radius, in this case this position is valid, and this variable will return a true. In another case it will return a not, and we will try to find another spawn position for our stake. So bool valid position found is equal to false, and let's create a while loop which will be responsible for finding of correct spawn position for our stake. While valid position found is not true, let's generate just a random position for our stake. Float random x is equal to random dot range, and here we will set our main position x and max position x, which will be a boundaries of our map tile map. The same thing we should create for y axis. So float random y is equal to random dot range, and here we will set our y positions. And spawn position is equal to new vector 2, and like a parameter we will pass our random x and random y values. Okay, Now, when we create this random position inside our map for our stake, we should check if it's in a radius of another rigid body component or not. So let's check this. For this case, we should put a new collider to the variable hit is equal to physics dot physics 2D dot overlap circle, and like a parameter we will take our spawn position of our stake, spawn position of our stake, and like a second parameter we will take our check radius. Okay, now we will check our collision with another object, and now we should just create the last part of this method. So if hit is equal to null, which means that we didn't hit any object in this radius of our spawn position. In this case, we could set our valid position found to true, which means that we could put our stake there, and we will return our spawn position. So now let's save this. Let's go back to Unity. Let's look at our stake spawner. First of all, we should create our stake prefab. So go back to our food. Let's find here our stake, which I will put to the scene. And we should add a rigid body to the component to it, which will be static. And also we should add a collider, circle collider. Okay. Now when we have our stake like a prefab, let's create a new folder in our assets, and I will call it the prefab. And inside let's just put our stake prefab, and we could delete it from our hierarchy. And now we just will take our stake prefab from our folder and put it here to our stake spawner script. So like min and max position, we will take this our player controller parameter. So for x this will be minus 11.3 and max will be 11.3, and for y this will be minus 7.3 and plus 7.3. So now let's save this. Let's hit play button and let's have a look. Yes, so we have a random number of stake in our game. For now we couldn't collect this, but we will change this in the next video, where we will implement this collection of stakes and score manager to our game, and I think it will be the last part of this game. So see you in the next video.